The C-SPAN networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from the nation's capital and are a public service of your television provider. C-SPAN, created by cable.
So the selection process for this, how do you get selected? What was that like?
I just asked, and they said, "Fine, sounds good."
When you, in terms of asking, had you watched the
Well, you think I was serious? Wow, you guys are gullible. No, I have no idea. I know that my publicist, Louis Kay, who is the greatest publicist in the world, he also represents Jimmy Fallon. And I know he put a good word in for me. I don't know how those things work because I know that every other publicist is probably in contact. So I'm just assuming about 25 to 30 other people passed before they got to my name.
When they told you, what did they say in terms of any guidelines for what you're going to do?
First, it was like a big sigh, like, fine, McHale can do it. Does he want to? And then I said yes, and they went, "Oh, okay, fine." What, do you think I'm serious, Bill, again? Bill, come on. No, my publicist called me, and he said, they asked you to host the White House Correspondents. And I said, really? And he goes, what are you going to say yes? Because if you don't, I'm going to punch you through this phone. And I was like, yes, of course. I don't care what day it's on.
How did you begin the writing process? What did you start doing first?
Usually a lot of crying. There's a lot of tears. Then I go and I kill a pheasant, and I take some of the most select feathers from it, and I whittle those into a pen, and then I find some black ink and some parchment, and I begin to write jokes. And it's very messy, and I go through feathers a lot, so a lot of pheasants died.
Well, as we're doing this a couple days before the dinner, where are you in the process?
I've written one joke. One joke,
so
yes.
The pressure's
which
on.
I'm not really happy with.
Yeah.
That's the other part. A lot of the people that I spoke to who've hosted in the past, they said, just keep it short. And I thought, I will be the first to tell one. So it'll be about a 30-second presentation. If I trim the joke, 20, 25.
Can it give us a hint on who that one joke's going to be directed at?
It's about Nixon.
Think that'll work?
Oh, I think he's very current. Very current. Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
In terms of what else you may do in your material.
Yeah, I do a lot of pyrotechnics in my show.
Did they give you any other guidelines for what things you should avoid, or is it totally up to what you want to do?
I think the White House official line was "Don't suck." That was that. I think that was like the official letter on the letterhead. Don't suck, McHale. Dress up. Wear something nice. Don't smell. What else did they say? Don't eat too much in front of the First Lady. And
have you ever met the First Lady of the President before?
Yeah, we play tennis on Mondays. It's great. I fly out here for that. She's very good. But I've never met the President. It's weird. No, I haven't met them yet. No, I wish. Have you?
I have not.
See, look, people always ask that. I'm like, no, I haven't met the President. No.
So your show on Eat the Soup is known for you having great takes on all kinds of different shows on TV. A lot of video, obviously. When you come to the dinner, will we see video on Saturday?
Yeah,
night?
90% of the package will be video, with just very little comment. In fact, I'm just running an episode of Game of Thrones, so I think people liked that. They like that show, but people's like, you should show House of Cards, and I'm like, they've already seen it, so. Figured I'd introduce them to something that's kind of mainstream and yet maybe not watched by politicians.
I saw somewhere in your credits that you'd done a couple episodes of Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, that was really fun.
Will any of that be?
I will reprise my character from Sons of Anarchy during the speech. His name is Warren. Very thick German accent, so I might just do the whole thing in German.
You were on David Letterman's show the other night, and
yes.
and he had been asked, I guess, in the past to host it.
I've got to assume he's asked all the time. Yeah. I mean, he's David Letterman.
Did he give you any advice for doing it?
Well, his advice was don't do it. No, well, he hasn't done it. So I asked him if he would join me.
Yeah.
Yeah, be a surprise guest.
What did he say?
No. I said I'd pay him, and I don't think I've come up with the right number yet.
You mentioned also that you had talked to other hosts who have hosted.
Yes, I did.
Any good feedback from them?
None. All of them tried to screw me. It really pissed me off.
Why is that?
That's not true. They were all very helpful. I called Conan and Jimmy Fallon and Craig Ferguson and Seth Meyers, and Carrot Top. I've already told that joke. No, I called all those guys. Thankfully, I kind of know them, and they were very gracious to, give me give me pointers on what the evening's like and how, and all of them kind of without speaking, all separately, they said the same thing, which was, it's the strangest, most wonderful evening, meaning it's like no other gig you'll ever do. It's bizarre, but it's exhilarating, and you're there with the president, and you're up on the dais sitting next to the first lady. There's no other gig in history where before you perform, there's zero break between you and the president.
Right.
And before that, you're sitting next to the first lady for 2 hours. It's crazy. So
in prepping for any of this, have you gone back and watched what some of those guys have done?
Well, I've seen all of them before, and I did watch them. And yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do before you do it, which is, to watch it and see the lay of the land and see what the room looks like and see, but I mean, so I have a definite grasp of kind of how the night goes, definitely, and then from there, you just better have funny jokes. They better be good.
Aside from the president and first lady, are there any other politicians that you're looking forward to meeting during the dinner?
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Tip O'Neill. Let's see, Barry Goldwater, Kissinger. Other than that, yeah, those guys would be great.
Well, we're doing this interview in the President's Hall outside of where the main dinner happens, and there are pictures of the presidents and first and ladies up and down the hall here.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you think, outside of Washington, the importance of a White House Correspondents' dinner is to people who are...
Well, I think with these pictures, as you're saying, I mean, if you took a shot of Mrs. Fillmore here, you'll see how hot she was. And, boy, what's important about it, I think what's important, the food better be good. That's important. But for people outside, I think it's cool that it's kind of allowing other folks into the world of politics and who cover politics. And then you see the number of people who are interested in it and things like that. And I think that can be interesting. And I hear a lot of people like, the dinner's not what it used to be. But it's like, I don't know. The dinner used to only have men, so that was way different, and it's obviously a lot more, thankfully, diverse now. And it is, I think, an excuse for Washington to let their hair down a little, as they say, especially Barack Obama to let his hair down, though it's hardly visible to see it let down. But it's cool. It's kind of like, as I keep telling you, it's like their Oscar weekend where people go out, they have a good time, and they have fun, and everybody is in the same room, no matter what party you're from, and that's probably good.
There's some journalists who will say, well, yeah, but it's not great for a journalist to be out partying and having a good time with the people they're supposed to.
Whatever. Yeah. Relax, you idiots. There's too many other bigger problems in the world than to worry if someone is going out to a party or not. So when I hear stuff like that, I'm just like, give me a break. Go relax. Go for a run. Go have a drink. Go out for a run and have a drink at the same time. It's a really strange experience.
Good luck. Break a leg.
I will need it. Just pray. Just deep prayer, if you would, go into a vigil right now. That would be great.